Good morning, happy Saturday. I'm just popping on a minute early because things on Facebook have changed again and I just want to make sure everything is working correctly. Give me 2 seconds. It's more orientation that I'm worried about. Oh, looks like we're in the right direction. Okay, Facebook, another challenge for the day. So, good morning again. Happy Baileys and tea. Hope your Saturday morning is going well so far. So, we are having a peek today at the new products that are coming out on November the, what day does it come out? Oh my goodness, November the 2nd. So it is a great collection of products. Just getting all my notes here ready. That includes this gorgeous stamp set. Good morning, Carla. These wonderful Eden dies, which got lots of wreaths and little accent borders and a little sentiment strip and then a little leaf to go along with it. It looks gorgeous. As you can see on the card today that we're going to create together, I used half the wreath, so that's the big one here, to create this card, and then I've used some other elements of the dies in the other card samples that I will show you as well. So that is the gorgeous dies and stamp set. Now this you can get all as a bundle, or you can get items individually. So these are the garden gems, and they are so cool. This new shape that they've come out with is really cool. And the really neat thing about these is that if you kind of turn them, I'm not sure how well the camera will pick it up. If you turn them one way, they're like a cherry cobbler color. And then if you turn them the other way, they kind of take on the soft succulent evening evergreen coloring. So they're kind of different, and then they kind of have a blue when you turn these ones. They have an iridescent kind of look to them as well, so they're really, really neat. Good morning, Lynn. So lots of fun on those. So those are the garden gems. Now these are while supplies last, so if you want them, you want to get them quick. We've got some fun cotton paper. So it's kind of like a tissue paper. So it's great for if you're making like little gift packaging and stuff like that. You could definitely use this inside of your packaging. It's kind of shiny on one side and matte on the other. And it comes in the evening evergreen and the soft succulent. So same with that one. It's kind of shiny on the other, and it's very, very thin like tissue paper. Throw that out of the way, and don't forget that we have our ombre bags that are in the soft succulent and the evening evergreen, which you could definitely tuck that paper into and make it a nice little gift with a tag and everything. And then we've got the Eden's Garden, or Ever Eden, sorry, specialty paper. Now, I've used some of these, so they're kind of probably all mixed up. Put my little pieces there. So look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? And it's got little checks on the back. I've tried to kind of organize it so that they're all together. I have a couple sets here, so you get 2 of each of the designs. It's got a nice pattern on the other. Then this one, it does have gold foiling in it, so that's why it's a specialty paper. So all of the one side has the gold foiling. This one's gorgeous. Show you that whole piece. It's kind of got that ombre look to the bottom. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I just love this paper. Nice, soft, subtle patterns on the other side. And then this one. Speckles on the back, and then one more. Oops. Get my fingers to cooperate here, and then just a nice check dot square sort of mixture on the back. So gorgeous paper. Now that I've made a mess of it, Get that out of my way. So lots of cool stuff in this product. So like I say, it goes live to customers on the November the 2nd, and you can get it all as a bundle or you can get them individually, whichever you like. The cotton paper, the designer paper, is also while supplies last. So if you want it, I would suggest order that first. The stamp set and dies are a sneak peek at what's coming for the January to June mini catalog that's coming soon. We will get a sneak peek at it next month, as some of us demonstrators are attending an event where we'll get to see it early. So these you can wait on. If you like the paper and the gems and the cotton paper, definitely get those first in your order, I recommend, just because they are while supplies last, but these will be in the new catalog. So, but it's a great set. So today we're going to use mainly the stamp set and then just that wreath from the dies. And then I've brought in my sentiment, the 'Tis the Season from Christmas to Remember, which is in our mini catalog right now. All right, so we'll get started on our, I'm just gonna bring in some scrap paper because we're gonna do a little bit of blending on our front area there, and I want you to be able to see what I'm doing and that I'm not making a mess out of my mat. So we're gonna bring in our Evening Evergreen. And let me grab my dimensions so that I can tell you what we're doing. And I did make a boo-boo in my typing on one of the pieces, so I'll let you know which correction that will be. It will be on your designer series paper. Actually, I'll tell you right now in case you've prepped to make along with me and you need to fix it right now. So this piece that's for the inside is 4 by 5 3/8, not 5 7/16 like I told you, or in the type directions I posted yesterday. So you're just going to want this to be sneaking out on the top and the bottom, and then mainly the side. So just like the original card here, we've just got it peeking out. So I gave you the wrong dimensions on that. So the correct one is 4 and 5 3/8 for that piece, okay? And I do apologize. Sometimes I do late night typing and my fingers just don't work. So we're gonna want our Evening Evergreen cardstock base at 5.5 by 8.5, or sorry, 8, sorry. We've got this little border here, so it's not the regular. So 5.5 by 8. Scored at 3 7/8 so that we get this little edge where our designer series paper will be sticking out. I've told you the dimensions for the inside on that designer series paper piece. So 4 and 5 3/8. We've got a basic white piece for the inside at 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then we've got our front piece at 3 9/16 by 5 1/4. And then we need a scrap for our sentiment. And we're using the rose gold metallic designer series paper for the die cut of the wreath. Now, if you haven't seen this paper yet, you guys, you gotta see it. It's gorgeous. You may have missed it in the catalog, but look at that. Like, isn't that just gorgeous? It cuts beautifully. I've got 2 different packs because I have a whole bunch of it here, so I've separated it out. But this is the gold. So it's just gorgeous. So it comes in a pack with these 2 colors, the rose gold and the gold. And if you don't have it, you're gonna want it because it just is gorgeous. And I will figure out what page it's on, or I'll post it in the description for you. So that is the beautiful paper, and that is all of our parts. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use our blender brush and the Evening Evergreen, and we're gonna create this sort of brushed background. That's why I brought in the scrap paper, so that I can dab it off. And you want to kind of start off your paper and just in circular motion. We're going to do both corners, and you're just going to build up that color to what you like. Super easy, doesn't take too long. And it's just literally just doing circles. Hopefully I'm not making you dizzy by going too fast on the screen there. And then I'm just going to turn it around so I can do the other corner. And I'm sort of leaving a blank space in the middle of white. And if you kind of get sort of this, didn't quite take enough off before I started doing my circles, just keep blending that and that'll disappear for you. I do that quite often. I get a little heavy-handed in some areas and then I just go back in and just keep building that color very lightly. These blender brushes are great for building the color because as you go, it just softly builds it. These soft little fibers that they've made these out of just make it so easy to build that color. So I'm pretty happy with that. So then I will get my brush out of the way here. And I'm going to come in and I am going to stamp the very large flower from the stamp set. So, oops, I've got some extra bits in here. Building lots of cards, I just throw my extra bits inside so that I know where they are. And I'm just going to apply that to my stamp block. And I'm just going straight into the Evening Evergreen ink. And what I found was some people had said it doesn't give like a clear image, and for some reason mine came out really well on the card. I don't know. All I did was I kind of just kept pouncing it in the ink to build up that ink on the stamp, and it seemed to work and give me a crisp image. I think it's designed to be sort of a softer look, so it just depends on what you're looking for. Of course, this one I probably won't get as crisp as I did in the original, right? Isn't that always the way it works? Nope, I did. So I found with the lighter colors, it didn't build as nicely. So just play around, experiment sort of maybe on a scrap piece of paper before you do your actual card, and you may just find. So I've just like 5 or 6 times just dabbing it into that ink, and I got the crispness that I was looking for. And always just hold your image onto the paper for a few minutes to let that ink transfer onto your cardstock. And then I am going to use, getting ahead of myself here, get a couple more blocks. I've just used some of the greenery. So I'm gonna grab, I'll just show you which ones I've got here. I have grabbed this one here and this one as well to build up a little bit of greenery sort of on the sides. So we'll do that. And I've stamped these off when I stamped them. So basically I just used the one color. I used the Evening Evergreen just because I love that color. It's gorgeous. And I just kind of blended it in amongst these leaves because it does have a little bit of a stem on it, to kind of blend that in and make it look like it kind of was always there. Sorry, the camera's kind of in my way. That one will be off, but that's okay. The camera's right above my head, so. So what's everyone up to on this beautiful Saturday? It's getting cold here in Alberta. I think snow is on the horizon at some point here very, very soon. Usually we have it by Halloween, but we're lucky the forecast says no snow, so hoping that will last. Where am I going to put this last one? Maybe right about there. So that just kind of, when you stamp it off, kind of just softens it a bit. And it just looks like it's added more foliage into that stamp. It's kind of the look I was going for. All right. So I'll just put those out of the way. So I'm happy with how that looks. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in my wreath, and I'm just gonna sort of stage it on the front of my card to see I've got some extra bits that need to be cut off. So staging it just is laying it out, seeing where you want it, and then any extra hanging over the side here you can trim off, so you kind of know where you're going to lay it out. And what we're going to do is we're just going to flip it over. We're going to take our Tombow glue, and I'm just going to put a bunch of dots. You could use the adhesive sheets on this if you wanted it to be a little bit easier, which just act like a sticker when you peel off the backing and makes it easier for you to put this down. I'm okay with using the Tombow, so it's just your personal preference of what you like. And I'm just going to set that aside for 2 seconds to let those kind of dry a little bit, and then they kind of act like glue dots. Oh, it's getting cold in BC too, Carla? Yeah, cold there is pretty nice. I like BC cold. Here is, you know, like -45 with a wind chill, or of even colder. So, and I think Lynn can attest to some cold weather too, as it's cold there where she is. But it's the name of the game when we live out here. Good morning, Glenda. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and attach with our stamp and seal our card front while our glue dots are kind of setting up there on our Tombow setting up on our wreath. And really you can do this either way, whichever. We've kind of laid it out so that you have the option to go either way. And it's just going to have a little bit of a border around it. So we've just got that down. And we can go ahead and put our designer series paper. Like I say, I gave you the wrong measurements. So 4 5 3/8 is the new measurement. And we'll attach that down. It's going to take up most of your inside, which is what I designed it to do. Not too cold where you are, Lynn? Oh, good. It's not too cold here yet, so I'm okay. Okay with it for right now. Get a little frosty at night, but that's all right. The white stuff can hold off. So on the inside, I've just kind of used the little leaf with the dots, and kind of did a full strength, half strength sort of look to it. Just on the side. That one didn't stamp very full strength now, did it? And I'm kind of turning it so that I don't have them all going in the same direction, because that would look kind of weird. But if that's what you like, you go ahead and do that on yours. All right, so that is our inside piece. It's pretty simple. This card is pretty simple. I didn't go too crazy. I love this card too, Glenda. It kind of just came to me as I was playing around with some others. At first I struggled with this set. I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. And then I kept playing and came up with this one. So I've just put that kind of offset on the inside, and that just sort of finishes things off. And then we will grab our 'Tis the Season from our Christmas to Remember stamp set. And I actually did use more than one ink because I stamped this in the soft Succulent. So I lied to you earlier when I said that I only used the one color. I'm telling you all kinds of lies today, I tell you. Wrong measurements. And I'm just going to do this on an angle because this isn't quite big enough for what I'm doing. Perfect. And then I am just going to fussy cut this out because it does not have, oh, maybe it has a dies. The dies are buried right now. It might have a die that actually cuts it out, but I don't think so. So don't quote me on that. I could be telling you more stories. So I'm just leaving a little bit of a border around the edge of it. Just like that. And our wreath should be ready to apply now. Looks like our glued, or our Tombow there is kind of dry looking. So I'm just going to put this where I want it. It is kind of centered along my basic white piece. I like these wreaths because they are like an odd shape, but you can cut them down and reposition them to make them more rounded if that's your jam. So that's what I like about it, because that was my challenge, I think, when I first opened up the set. I just I couldn't envision how I was going to use these weird shaped wreaths, but we've figured it out. Not lies, I misspoke. Yes, I did misspeak. It's been a long week of work, and my mouth and my brain are going 10,000 miles a minute, and you know, just every now and again the mouth and the brain don't coordinate together. So I'm taking my linen thread, you know, my favorite, and I'm just gonna tie a bow. With big loopy ears on it, because I want those loopy ears to stick out underneath my, I don't have much of a tail there, I'm just going to retie this. I want the loopy ears to stick out underneath my sentiment. So big bunny ears on this. You just have to kind of pull and play, and well, that retie didn't do very well. I still don't have a very big end there. Yes, a typical Shanna week for sure, Glenda. Just when I think I'm slowing down, it doesn't happen. I am off today though. Well, I have to go to work later, but I have to get caught up. I have to get everything ready for next week. You know, classes and blog posts and all that fun stuff. So I just put a glue dot right on the wreath of where I want my bow to go. And I'm just going to apply dimensionals, mini ones, to the back of my sentiment so that I can stick that over top of my bow. Yeah, so if I don't do a bunch of work today, nobody's going to have anything to see from me. And we're gonna have no classes next month. So it's gonna be a busy day for me. You like this now, Lynn? It's pretty. You'll really, really like it. Like I say though, if you really want the paper and the gems and all that, get that first, because you definitely don't want to miss out when it sells out. I don't know if you remember the butterfly bijou paper, how fast that went, and then, you know, I had all these lovely cards and a class planned with it, and then I couldn't get the paper, so that went out the window. So always order the papers first, and then you won't be disappointed, because obviously the stamp set is coming in the new catalog in January. So I just applied that straight over top of my bow to cover it up, and nice and pretty. Isn't this gorgeous? And if you did this in the gold metallic, it would look gorgeous too. I didn't put any bling. I thought about maybe some pearls. Maybe we'll throw that on this one and see what that looks like. Because I sort of wanted to keep it simple. But maybe some just plain pearls. I don't know. What do you think? Let me just throw another one, a bigger one down here. Actually, that does look quite pretty. I have a custom order for 50 cards for Christmas, all different. That actually does look really pretty. Where am I going to put Wink Estella, Glenda? I figured this is enough bling. I think the pearls look pretty. Yeah. So, yeah, like I'm saying, I do custom orders for Christmas cards for a customer of mine, and yeah, I have to design 50 different cards. So, anywhere. Okay. Anywhere. Let's see. Maybe on some of the leaf ends. Just doing like little V's at the end, just to kind of bling up the end of it. If this looks silly, we'll blame Glenda. Yeah, right. How can Wink of Stella look silly? It reactivates the ink too, so it kind of looks like it's shaded at the end. Okay, oh, I don't know if the camera will pick that up. You can take it. Good. Can you see that? Kind of just did some V's at the end, gave it a little more wink. I really like those pearls on it. It's a very nice, soft, feminine card for sure. And I forgot to do the envelope, so let's just quickly stamp the big flowery stamp. Now it's done. Okay, needs Wink of Stella, otherwise it's not done, right? I try not to use Wink of Stella on everything, even though I love it. I have like 5 Wink of Stella pens because I use it so much. Never want to run out. If you want Wink of Stella for your Christmas cards, I believe it's on low inventory, so you'll want to stock up if you don't have any. Just a warning. Disclaimer, announcement. No cards done until you use Wink of Stella. I agree, Glenda. I agree. Put it on everything, right? It's like Tabasco, right, Carla? So that is the card. Very, very pretty. As you can see, it's a little bit different than the original, with the pearls and the Wink of Stella based on audience suggestion. Yeah, I was just looking. Well, last night it was low inventory, Glenda, so I don't know about today, but you know, I try to check it every day so that I keep up on the inventory things. So when I started, like I said, was not sure about this set, so I went to some inspiration places that I like to go to, and I found these cards by Rachel Tredolt. Sorry, Rachel, if I'm butchering your name. She did just these simple cards. So I cased these directly from her just to kind of get the juices flowing and what I was going to do. And I think they're beautiful. She did a wonderful job creating these. So that's that gold metallic designer series paper that I was showing you. And then the rose gold comes with it. So nice and pretty. She's used the gems on the ends of the border to kind of create some holly. And then this one here, she's kind of just used those as sort of like a flower edge, but nice and pretty. And that gold ribbon, this gold ribbon I think is back ordered right now, so you can't get that, but there's some other ones. The fine art floral would look really pretty with this as well. So just simple. And then she's used the Christmas to Remember sentiments as well, so that's a great set to pick up for good sentiments. So those are strictly Rachel's creations. And then Gail Ellis did a card similar to this. She had a bird on hers though, but I kind of changed the way I did it, and just created this simple hello card. So this is stamped with black onto the crumb cake, and then it's got the die cuts out of the basic black cardstock. So very simple, and then embossed this piece, and then those brushed metallic, which are back in stock on November the 1st. If you don't have those, they are gorgeous. And then, yeah, it just kind of softens it by doing that texture. So that's a Gail Ellis inspiration card, minus a few things that she did. And then I did a book fold. We did this on a live a while ago with the pansy paper, but I thought I would just use it with some different elements. Bring in that evening evergreen and the soft succulent, and then the weaved evening evergreen ribbon is just amazing. And then using some of those gems there, but just simple. I haven't done the inside yet, so you just get to see the pretty front, and then just use some gold embossing on the tag. So those tailor tags, definitely a must-used item in my craft room for creating all of the gifty type items. And then this one was inspired by a a UK demonstrator. Now I've changed the colors and the paper and everything from what she used. Bernadine Wieldevelt, I think is how you pronounce it. And then she used some different elements in her die cuts. I believe she used the meadow dies on hers. I don't have the meadow dies, so I just used the harvest dies and some of the ephemera pack from the Blackberry Beauty on this, just because I want to use that up ephemera. And then just a nice sending hugs, just some ribbon and twine behind that, and then the stitch leaves dies. This is the one I was going to do, and then I created this one and thought I'm going to use this too. And this is the pearlescent white designer series paper, or specialty paper, I guess it's called. Nice and pretty. Vanilla and white on the card. I don't have any vanilla on here. That's crumb cake and the gold, and then that's the pearlescent. So I love this card. Like I say, I was inspired by Bernadine, and I just changed the colors and the elements and stuff that she used. This is a fun one. I did a team event last weekend, and Glenda, my Stampin' Up! Mom, she created this card for us with the what's the set? Oh my goodness, Sparkle of the Season, Wreath Dies. And so we created sort of like a fall card, the one that she created, I should say. So I decided to make it Christmassy. So I used the same elements of the card design that she had made, and made this beautiful little card with that musical embossing folder. And then I've just put the gems, and I've used those little holly leaves, the gold holly leaves there, and that gold metallic paper again. Just a cute, simple little card. Hey, Glenda, this is your creation redone in a different way. And then I got the Delivering Cheer stamp set because I thought it was cute. And I created this little cute Christmas card of sending hugs. I used the Beauty of Tomorrow big leaf die that comes in that one, and sort of cut it down out of the gold vellum and the paper lattice sheets that I've cut down. And this is the cotton paper that I've basically just cut off a piece, rolled it in my hand, scrunched it, and then I rolled it out, and then I put it on the card. So kind of gave it a little bit of texture. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up, but I think it looks pretty cool in real life. So, and then I've used the matte side, but like I said, it does have the shiny side. So as I flipped up the corners and stuff like that, it's kind of exposing that shiny side. And then I just colored her in with my blends in Christmassy colors and in the Evening Evergreen to kind of stick with the colors that are going. And just stamped another one of the branch leafy elements from the stamp set. So that one there in the background behind my designer series paper. It's cool, eh? Yeah, just crunch it up in a ball and put it on there. Looks like weathered paper, I think. I've created a new designer series paper for Stampin' Up. I just haven't told them yet. And then sending hugs again. I like that nice element. So it's got some dear friends. Hi, how are you? My heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything. Hello there, sending hugs, and let's celebrate everything. So very now in card giving sayings and sentiments there. So I think this one's pretty cute. So that is what I have for you today. Reminder that Paper Pumpkin for the gifts galore. So these cute little snowman boxes, there's trees, and there is a pile of presents boxes with little bags that you can make treats. The cutoff for that is on November the 10th. And then I'm just going to quickly show you, if you have not been over to my blog, you'll want to go over and take a peek. It is Carrot Tops Creative Co. at blogspot.com. I have done a weekly series of cards for Christmas. I'm doing sort of what is current and what is sort of retro. So it may be a stamp set that's retired, and using new products to kind of bring it back to life. So I am now on week 8. So this is where we started. So fun cards. All the recipes are over there, so you can go and have a peek and see what's going on over there. But I thought I'd show you so that you know what's there and you can go over and have a look. And if you want to create some of these cards, you can do that as well. So nice and cute, right? So that takes you up to week 9, and then every Saturday morning it releases at 9:30. So you can check it out before you come on to see me. It only takes a few minutes. There's 2 posts, so there'll be the 12 weeks till Christmas, and then there'll be the retro Christmas new bling is what the series are called. And they're over there, and you can subscribe while you're there, and then you won't miss out on any posts that I do, and you'll know what's going on. And those are going to go right through till Christmas. So you'll want to keep checking it out and looking for ideas. Now I've done a few weeks of cards, and now I'm going to move into doing gift type items, packaging ideas, maybe some scrapbook pages, and just give you some different ideas to get your packaging and everything under control for when the season hits us full force, which it is coming. Can you believe? Week 8 next week. 8 weeks till Christmas. It's insane. So let's get everything under control. We'll keep you on top of things, and you'll have all kinds of stuff to look at and be inspired by. So thank you everyone for stopping in today. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday, and be on the lookout for all the new things coming next month. All right, paper hugs. Take care. Bye-bye.